We're going to do one smart and one dumb, one smart thing, one dumb thing you saw this weekend. Chief, let's start with you. What was something smart that you saw happen one of the teams or one of the players did this weekend?
It made for extremely boring football game to watch in the first half last night. And it was Drake May. He threw a lot of passes away in the first half when he saw the play wasn't there, and it eliminated any chance for the play to go awry or to kill a drive realistically. And it's one thing that they talked about when they're interviewing Josh Allen during the first half, and they're talking, what was your moment? And he says, well, it was after I threw 3 picks against the Patriots in the first half, and Dable was tearing me a new one. Then I realized, I can't just try to keep pressing. I can't keep trying to make the big play. That's when he had his aha moment. And so he just learned, okay, take the check down, live to fight another play. And Drake May's already there in year 2, it looked like, because it's just live. Don't kill yourself in the game. Don't make a dumb play. Stay close in the second half so that way you give yourself that shot in the fourth quarter. So I thought it was really smart watching Drake May execute. He wasn't making great plays in the first half. Fortunately, he was able to see Doug Smart call a little bit on. But it's smart. It's boring to watch. But, hey, he didn't shoot himself in the ass. And he was able to keep the Pats in the game. Their defense helped too, but I thought that was really smart.
Yeah, I actually like the Patriots' game plan. I mean, we know Vrabel's going to turn them into a competitive team, and it already looks like they're starting to figure that out. I mean, the Bills were kind of due for one, let's be honest, because they stole that one from the Ravens. So, I think the Bills kind of gave them the game a little bit too with the turnovers. But, Vrabel's going to keep them in the game, and that's sometimes all you need is a little bit of luck. So, yeah, Patriots definitely look like they're moving in the right direction.
In those inter-division games, you got to let the pressure be on the Bills. They're supposed to win, Jack. Yeah. They're supposed to play perfect. Yep. They're kind of messing up, kind of like having a little bit of a problem, and let them sit in that. You know what I mean? Their defense isn't that great, and that's what you want to do with teams like that. Like play tough, play smart. May force them to have to make amazing plays. Get the pressure on them, and if they can't. And I went to bed because I was really tired last night, and I'm thinking the Bills will probably pull it out. So I woke up kind of shocked, but not super shocked because, one of my smart things, of course, what we'll talk about is Stephon.
Well, dude, same game.
3-run home run by the Brewers also. Churio.
Dang it.
Beautiful. Loving that.
Fireworks time.
Go Cubs. Anyway, so you know what? Let's do something different. Let's just do smart things first. Since we're talking about the Bills game, Doug, What's your smart thing? Tell me about it.
Yeah, so Stephon Diggs, obviously he's a controversial guy. He went to the Texans, did kind of okay. Then he got injured. He goes to the freaking Pats, and that seems like a bad mix of oil and water, right? He gets that whole scandal on the boat. He's got all these girlfriends getting him pregnant all over the world at the same time. But the dude is good at football, man. I didn't realize how hurt he was and that they were kind of easing him back in because we didn't hear about him a lot. And I was like, this is the game he's going to go off because he had a pretty good game last week. And I'm against his old team, and he did it. He put the team on his back and literally had 150 yards. And not only that, they were almost all big plays, 30-yard passes when they need it to get in the red zone. He literally was that entire team last night against the Bills. He outplayed the Bills himself, just one guy. And it's what I felt like watching the game. And I thought that was hilarious and exciting for a guy that left the Bills and maybe wanted to get a little bit of a revenge factor or have a good game against them.
But and the interview that
worked out that way.
The interview that he gave before the game, it didn't sound like he was jaded. It didn't sound like he was angry. It actually sounded like he's kind of matured. He knows that he's on the wrong side of 30. And he said he has a lot of love and a lot of respect for that other team. And you saw other players and coach, they're all going up to him. And it didn't really seem to have any animosity when you looked at the body language. So he's saying, and obviously the first year with Stephon Diggs is always amazing. He's always a great team player that first year.
Well, I mean, you always just have that chip on your shoulder where you want to play good against your old team, right? It just is one of those DNA things. It's just naturally you get a little bit more focused. And I remember I said he's going to go up to the team and be like, just throw me the damn ball. And dude, I only watched the game for 10 minutes. And every time I looked up, he was making some amazing, jaw-dropping play. And I was like, wow, Stephon Diggs can still do that? I'm like, that's crazy. So that was really fun to watch. And kind of that same idea of Sam Darnold, of guys that I think people thought they were washed up maybe a little bit. He had a 95 QBR against Baker Mayfield. He out Baker Mayfield almost, but the problem is he's going against Baker Mayfield. So Baker Mayfield, even though he had a lower QBR, lower ratings across the board, just barely, and one ended up to Baker Mayfield that game, which means winning it at the last second. So,
well, let's transition into my smart thing, because my smart thing is the Seahawks cutting bait on Geno and signing Sam Darnold, because that looks like an absolutely genius move, which I called this offseason, and I said Geno is trash, and sorry, he's cooked, because he's already got 9 interceptions in the first 5 games. It's terrible.
I think he could have 9 in one quarter. I think
dude. So he had one game against Commanders where he had 3 touchdowns, 0 picks. In the other 4 games, he's got 3 touchdowns and 9 picks. He has been terrible. Where Sam Darnold, as you could see yesterday, yes, the Bucs defense isn't great, but Sam Darnold has been a massive improvement for that offense already. It is clear as day that Sam Darnold was worth the money to bring him in for 3 years. And Seattle gets rid of DK Metcalf so they don't have his contract. They get rid of Geno, get a 3rd-round pick so they don't have his contract. JSN's on a rookie contract. Yes, they signed Cooper Kupp, who's older, but they've got assets and they've got money now. Like, Seattle kind of scares me in the next 2 years, because I know their defense didn't look great against the Buccaneers, but it's the Bake Show. It's going to happen. Their defense already looks pretty good this year overall. They were number 1 in points allowed until this
even Cooper Kupp has been making plays. Yeah,
and he's still good. He's just bound to get injured and, in another year or two retire.
He's just a reliable guy. I mean, if you want to have a postseason run,
he actually helped out Kenneth Walker quite a bit, because he was able to do the Kenneth Walker was able to run on the outside because he can't really run up the gut against Tampa Bay. So they went off of the tackle, and Cooper is pivotal on crushing down on those linebackers to help spring Kenneth Walker. So Walker, if you look at his yards per carry, is pretty fantastic yesterday.
Yeah, and Cooper is a good run blocker, and he has been pretty much his whole career. So, Seattle looks so smart.
Oh, yeah, that Sam Darnold contract was brilliant, too, because they only pretty much guaranteed him this year.
Yeah, exactly.
It looked like they're going to be able to walk next year if it didn't look like it was going to work out, and it's looking pretty good now.
Do you think they're going to sign him to an extension before the season's over?
We'll see. I mean, probably not until after next year, but keep this in mind too, guys. Sam Darnold's 27, 28. He's still young. He's still not that old. He feels like he should be 33 because he's been in the league forever, but he came in super young, right? After starting 1 year at USC, obviously went to the Jets, then the Panthers, the Vikings, and now Seattle. But dude, it's 27. He's got a lot of years to grow. And so I think Seattle kind of.
How many quarterbacks do we have right now that revitalize? Baker,
him,
Indiana Jones.
Yep. I mean, you could say Mac Jones just on San Francisco a little bit, right? You could say Mac, right?
I mean, that's so rare. Has that ever happened where we had even one quarterback do it?
It's pretty rare to see 1 or 2 every year. Sam Darnold was such a big deal last year. And to be fair, Baker also did it last year, but it's Baker's, consistently good
right.
now.
But I'm just saying it almost never happens. It's
it's pretty rare, man. It's pretty rare.
Usually they're just selling insurance or cars by the next year, and it's done.
Yeah,
I'm still waiting to see that Trubisky bounce back, baby.
When is Tim Tebow?
that Justin Fields bounce back? That didn't happen this year,
dude. Bears quarterbacks. On the other hand, everyone's trying to.
There is one scenario, and it's with Shanahan in San Francisco. If Trubisky goes to San Francisco, I bet he would be a 10 touchdown, 6 interception guy, which still isn't great. But oh my God, that made me laugh. Okay, Dave, so you already said something dumb, but what is your actual dumb thing for this weekend?
The Arizona Cardinals.
Oh yeah.
They were up 21-3 against the everything Tennessee Titans. They cut a buck or something, and they asked whatever the quarterback said. He was right. Tennessee, they're still they try to get some veterans on the team to surround the rookie, but they signed Tyler Lockett. Lockett finally gets his first touchdown of the year, albeit on an interception, it was somebody else caught it, got fumbled, and then Arizona tried to run it back, then they fumbled it. Gets kicked into the end zone like Keystone Cops, and then Tyler Lockett falls on it in the end zone. And this is after DeMarcado had that 70-yard touchdown run where he just releases it right before he goes across the line. Yeah, that would have made the game 28-3, and that would have put it out of, just shut everything down. Instead, they blew a 21-3 lead against the Oilers, and every possible way that you can try to lose, they've done it. And they probably thought that they're going to be pretty good this season when they started doing all right. But you have to remember they beat the Saints 20-13, and they
Yeah.
beat the Carolina Panthers 27-22.
And they tried to lose the Carolina game. Carolina tried to lose harder, is what happened. Yeah, like Carolina had every opportunity to win that game and just couldn't figure it out. So yeah, the Cardinals are who we thought they were. They are who we thought they were. Like
And now
they're
they get
gonna
to
be
go to the
good.
Colts next week.
Yeah, they're going to be in most games, and they're going to find a way to lose most games. Like, dude, honestly, Dave, I wouldn't be surprised if they lost to the Colts by like 5 points instead of like 20, like the Raiders did. Like the Cardinals will find a way to be competitive, but they'll find a way to lose at the same time, you know?
You finally get Marvin Harrison started in the first quarter. We had 3 catches for 70 yards.
Yep.
And then he only gets 1 more catch the rest of the way.
Yeah.
Just doesn't make any sense. It's poor coaching, poor design, poor game plan.
Yeah. Well, I think part of that's Kyler. I think Kyler gets flustered, and I think defenses figure out a way to make Kyler go into situations or go into patterns where he's reading the defenses that, you know, he gets flustered and he can't find his number 1 receivers. Like, and he's had that problem his whole career, not just since Marvin's been there. So, but he'll find McBride. I mean, he finds McBride all the time. So that's kind of his safety net. But
so here's our next 4 games: at the Colts versus Packers, at Cowboys, at Seahawks. I don't see a winning. I see them losing all 4 of those. So
they might sneak one of those out of there, but I bet they lose all 4. Yeah, I could see them losing all 4. Yeah, it's going to be a rough year for them. All right, Hype, what was your dumb thing that you saw this weekend? What was the dumb
that I saw this weekend? First of all, Aaron Glenn, I think literally is the worst football coach in the history of head coaching. Like, he's on the sideline doing like.
You remember Forrest Gregg?
YMCA. Yeah, Forrest Gregg is back too.
We were too young.
He's literally on the sideline doing touchdown celebration dances when they haven't even won. Like all season long, it's like just getting a first down. He's like celebrating. I'm like, bro, like, I'm sorry, but like, I saw literally someone on TV that's a huge Jets fan in sports media say like he's found a way to make this the worst Jets team ever in history. Somehow he's literally, this Jets team is worse than all of those other Jets teams that were completely terrible. And he's found a way to be even worse. And, you know, in the Lions, he had all these really good players that he was playing with. Yeah. And they did well and everything. But like, I think he has a big ego. He thinks he's way better than he actually is. And also it shows you that head coaching is different than being a defensive coordinator. It's a different level, a different thing. You're in so many places, but like, that's just obviously the Jets are always going to be terrible. So like, that's not that big of a deal. But my really dumb thing is when teams overlook other teams, like the Eagles kind of overlooked the Broncos a little bit. It felt like maybe like you can't just go and play an NFL team and think you're going to win. And look, the Packers do this all the time. Like, oh, we're going to go in and steamroll the Browns. No, you're not gonna. You still got to play that game and try to win the dang game.
Yep.
So
be aggressive.
You shout out to the Broncos. I live in Denver, and shout out to the Broncos I thought they were toast. They were down a bunch, like 10, 15 points. I was like, yeah, the game's over already. They're not. And then Bo Nix had the grit to come back, make some plays, and just put the pressure on the Eagles. And that Broncos pass defense, man, like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't overlook these teams. They're NFL players. They get paid just like you do. So, you know, if you want to be a contender in the NFC, especially, you better buckle up because you're going to get the legs chopped out from underneath you by like the 49ers, the Packers. All these teams are around ready, smelling blood in the water.
Well, there's a perfect example right there. You got to be ready if you're the Rams.
Yeah.
You had the Walking Dead, the Niners, and coaching can make a world of difference. That just kicked out. That kicked out.
Unless you're playing the Jets, you don't even have to practice if you're playing the Jets. You'll be fine.
So, all right. So that's kind of what I was going to say is very similar to that being dumb is like first of all, I'll just say the whole Ravens defense. Like, what are you doing? Because the Texans have no offensive line. They don't have a running game. And they brought 40 points on you. Like, what are you doing? I don't understand, but I think Baltimore, dude, my dumb thing is that Baltimore basically screwed themselves out of a playoff position because even if Lamar comes back and all their players come back and they get healthy, like, it's not just that they're losing guys. They are getting smoked. They are getting absolutely dominated by other teams. And mentally, it is really hard to switch that over and become like have a winning mentality. So I think the Ravens basically toasted themselves for the whole season by getting destroyed by the
Do you
Texans.
think even when they
So
get,
bad.
because they are missing a lot of starters, but you think it won't even matter?
I don't think it matters anymore. I honestly think the Ravens will play better by the end of the year, and they'll probably find a way to win 9 or 10 games still. But I don't know if they're going to make the playoffs, and I don't know if they're a threat, because I think mentally, like, games like this are going to have, like, obviously getting smoked by the Chiefs last week had a mental effect on them this week, because the Texans just did whatever they wanted to the entire game. There
And
was
they
like
don't even
no
have good
pass
offensive
rush.
line.
There was no pass rush. There was no blitzing. It's like they don't even like they
You
don't
can't
even
get
I don't
pressure
even
on
know.
the Texans. That's crazy.
That's what I'm saying.
It's crazy talk.
CJ Stroud had all day. The Texans were just free and easy with their plays. I mean, it was like a vacation for them. So I hate to say it, but like Harbaugh, a lot of Ravens fans are tired of Harbaugh because he can't beat the Chiefs. It's been a long time since he won that Super Bowl. So maybe it's time for him to go. And, you know, maybe it is time for him to go. But I don't necessarily put this on Harbaugh as much as I was like, what is their defensive coordinator thinking? Like, I don't understand the game plan at all that the Ravens are even doing, because yes, I understand you have injuries and I understand it's difficult, but it doesn't seem like the blitzes are working or they're even happening half of the time. They're still playing way too much man coverage. So,
Well, Harbaugh had to come out today and say he's not going to fire his defensive coordinator.
I mean, I think he should.
Dude,
Dude, okay.
Ravens just win by having just an amazing roster, because they had Ozzie, you know, back there, and they had amazing players for so long.
I mean, okay, so there's a difference between, let's give Aaron Glenn like some props here last year, because he got this job because last year with the completely decimated Detroit Lions defense, that defense at least looked like it was trying. And like, yes, it gave up a lot of points because they didn't have personnel. The Ravens defense looks like it's lost. Like it looks like it's lost, which tells me that's the coach, because I understand next man up mentality is really tough when you're on the 7th man on the roster up instead of like the 2nd or 3rd, like most teams. I understand that's difficult, but fight and drive and understanding of what you're doing on defense is almost more important than talent, because defense is a whole structured unit that has to work in unison. And it's a little bit different than offense, which has more skill sets, I feel like, involved in the actual execution, right? And the defense just seems like they gave up. Like, I've never seen a Baltimore Ravens defense look so defeated as I did in this game. And I think it's going to have detrimental effects. So my dumb thing is, yes, the Baltimore Ravens defensive plan was an absolute nightmare.
I think though the Aaron Glenn thing, like he is probably a good thinking coach, but motivation wise, I think it's because Dan Campbell's there. Aaron Glenn can do whatever he wants, do whatever, but I think Dan Campbell sets the tone for that gritty team.
It seems like it now.
Too.
It seems like it now that we've seen what the Jets look like. It seems like,
the Lions do look really good right now, even though the first game.
Do the Lions look like they've missed a beat? That first game against the Packers, right? When we had all the Micah Parsons hype, they looked a teeny bit off. Do they look any different from last year after week 1? They don't even look a little bit different.
52, 38, 34, 37 is what their offense scored. They gave up 21, 10, and 24 in 3 of the last.
Coordinator's gone. They don't look any different than last year. Dan Campbell. If any of us doubted you, I apologize. We get it. It's you, dude. Like, we get it.
I think babies in Nigeria know that Dan Campbell is a good coach. Like, everybody just knows. Like, you turn on the TV and you're like, this Lions team is coached well.
No, like this Lions team has not lost 1 ounce of what they were last year.
Even before they were winning games, when he first got there, they were still really tough to beat.
Sure.
These next 2 weeks are going to be amazing for them. They have the Chiefs on Sunday night. And then they have the Bake Show on Monday night.
So weirdly enough, I'm going to cheer for them against the Chiefs, so I know they're going to lose that game.